Winter is upon us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Francis X. Sweeney Fieldhouse on the campus of Waterford High School, where we will be watching the Waterford High School Lancers play host to the NFA Wildcats, two teams seeking to break away from the pack in the ECC. You are watching Game Day live on theday.com. I'm Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and we are, as always, excited to bring you what should be a very competitive and fun ECC boys basketball matchup.
Yeah, a little snow on the ground side for a change of pace tonight, Casey. Big-time matchup between our friends from the north, Norwich Free Academy, and the Waterford Lancers. Sevens are wild tonight. NFA comes in 7-3, Waterford 7-4.
Well, we lost the game because of that snowstorm. We lost that Mercy NFA girls basketball game. So we at Game Day are really excited to be back here again doing a little bit of boys basketball action. And tonight really should be about two teams who are sort of in the middle of the pack looking to separate themselves and get up to the next level and become one of the contenders in the ECC.
Yeah, and Waterford right now has got something working. They're on a little 4-game winning streak. Their last loss was January 8th against East Lyme. They feel real good about themselves. And obviously NFA with a big win Friday night over Lyman.
Well, if we're going to see these two teams tonight, Keith, why don't you tell us who should we be looking at?
Right. Sports doctors, players to watch tonight for the Waterford Lancers, Jeff Evans. Jeff, a 5'10" junior forward. Jeff could be the most improved player in the ECC from last year. Jeff is a high-energy player whose rebounding and defense are a necessity on an undersized Lancer team. Jeff can also rise up and knock down the mid-range jumper for the Lancers. And for NFA, sophomore Seth Thomas. The forward is one of the young guns in the league this year. Thomas, tremendous length, makes him a handful for opponents on a defensive end. A smooth jumper and a scoring touch at the rim makes Seth Thomas a well-needed scoring threat for the Wildcats this year, Casey.
Thank you very much, Sports Doctor. Now, Waterford's senior Mike Giannakis would seem to have the best of both worlds. A family-owned restaurant with a great sports atmosphere and a family-owned fitness center, both at his disposal. But the stat guru, as we know him here on Game Day, is often caught in between, being fattened up by one and slimmed down by the other.
Steak is the best meal, and I could have pizza, I could have wings or something like that. But if I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat right. And it's always steak and soup.
Your Highness, I was always surrounded by sports and sport personality. I thought it would be great for this environment because he's a sports advocate. He loves it, and I think he wants to pursue it. So I try to introduce him and surround him with as many sports people as I could.
It was always cool for me growing up because I'd come down here when I was younger and I'd see the referees come down after games, like the high school teams, college teams come down. And I just got to be around like a good environment when I was young, and it meant a lot to me.
Of course, owning a restaurant, it's not that easy to eat healthy, as you're many options available to be picking at food all day, which I see my Uncle George and my dad doing on a consistent basis. So I figured that I would get into the nutritional field, and then I wanted something less in a laboratory and more hands-on, so I decided to get into exercise science.
You enjoy torturing Mike when he's here?
Oh yeah, and I give extra hard work out always for family members, including my uncle and my dad when they make the time to come here, which is very rare.
And Mike himself doesn't always make the time to come here.
No, I think that maybe I was a little bit too hard on him, and he wasn't willing to take the beating that I was giving him. So
Maybe. It's been a little bit since I've been there.
Like Rocky training for Ivan Drago in Siberia.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Giannakis is one of those fun kids to be around. He is the stat guru on the football version of Game Day, bringing pizza into the booth and taking care of the crew. And Mike, shoot the ball when you have it tonight, son.
Well, sibling rivalry. And the stat guru's got it too, but still, sibling rivalry is a time-honored tradition in families throughout America. NFA senior Tyler Scholes and sophomore brother Brendan, they take it to the extreme. They excel in 3 sports at NFA, cross country, track, and basketball. And as you see here, they excel as people too.
Every day we play together, run together, pretty much everything we did together, so I just figured he'd come into NFA and play with me. whatever he does, I usually do because it's just like easier that way. I mean, it's like every other brother relationship. We get annoyed with each other, we fight a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're brothers. We're from Franklin. We could either go to NFA, Tech, or Lyman.
Well, first and foremost, the Scholes brothers bring a lot of character to our program. Really good young men, great role models for our community and for surrounding towns. NFA is a community of many towns. It's not just the town of Norwich, and the Scholes brothers show that we take kids from the neighboring communities and they want to be here and they want to represent the NFA lifestyle and tradition in a positive way.
We're both point guards, so it's kind of hard for us to both be on the floor because we're both ball handlers. Sometimes I'll run the 2 and he'll run the 1. If we are, it's lucky, but if we're not, it's what happens. We have before, and it's good to play with each other because we play together all the time, so we know our strengths and weaknesses.
Who would win horse?
Definitely me. Actually, today we played a couple games of one-on-one before practice. We like to play against each other, competition.
What was the result?
I won 2, and then the last game he won 1.
He says no.
I didn't win? I don't think so.
Quality basketball players, even better people.
Yeah, there's no better competition than a competition between an older and a younger brother. So I assume that spills onto the court, and that's got to tickle Chris Juicy to death.
They're playing the best of 250,000 at this point.
Right.
Well, we got a lot to bring you tonight. You guys are all watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
A 2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LS lease for $95 a month or drive for only $48.49. That's right, drive for only $4,849.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
They wait all year for the season. AAU tournaments, summer leagues, and fall leagues pass the time, sure. But nothing like the season. Passionate gyms warming cold winter nights. It takes so long to get here, and now it's already halfway over. Tonight, 2 teams who have played their way into relevance try to earn another quality win. It's NFA on the road before Lancer Nation. It's Game Day, and it's next on theday.com.
Welcome back to Waterford High School. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. We're about to bring you exciting action between the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats and the Waterford Lancers. So, Sports Doctor, why don't you give us the doctor's key to the game?
Yeah, the Sports Doctor's keys to the game tonight for the Waterford Lancers. Knock them down. The Lancers must hit open shots on the perimeter, especially from behind the arc. Board games, rebound the ball, and do not give NFA second chance points. And finally, push tempo. The talented Waterford guards need to speed up the pace and create easy transition buckets. For the Wildcats of NFA, hot shot. NFA has been inconsistent scoring at times this year. They need to find the shooting touch early and often in the game. Protect and serve. Take care of the basketball, especially against the speedy Waterford guards. Turnovers are a killer, and size matters. The bigs for the Cats need to play big. Isaiah Joyner could be a difference maker on both ends of the floor tonight, Casey O'Neill.
Well, those are our keys to the game. Of course, the Sports Doctor researches all the possibilities. He's on the internet. He's going into the annals, in the libraries around Waterford and NFA, searching for these nuggets to make tonight's keys to the game. Aside from those keys to the game, is tonight not going to come down to something as simple as who shoots the ball better?
Well, that's situational basketball, and the big thing, down the stretch for NFA, they're only shooting 58% for the season from the line. There's 65 for 112 on the year. NFA has actually attempted more three-point shots than free throws, and with their big people up front, they need to take advantage against the size against a smaller Waterford team.
We've seen both of these teams. We actually saw Waterford open against New London. Waterford couldn't shoot the basketball any worse than they did against New London. If they shoot it like that, they can't beat anybody.
Right. They need to find their touch from the outside a little bit, Casey. And a few weeks ago against St. Bernard's, Landon Peabody went for 40 points, by taking the ball to the cup. So Coach Bill Bassett has said, be a little more aggressive. Let's find some easy scoring opportunities around the rim.
Now, on the other side of things, we saw NFA really struggle with offense earlier in the year, but we were up there watching their game against Bacon Academy, and I thought offensively they looked pretty sharp against Bacon Academy. If they shoot the ball like that, they should have some success tonight. But Player of the Year candidate Jimmy Matos for Bacon diced them up going to the basket, and Waterford has a lot of kids who can do that.
Yeah, they do. Very, very fast guards. A little Mikey Bissetto, is got to be a very good player, and like I said, just stay the course.
Well, while the beautiful Sarah Bissetto sings the national anthem, we will bring you our starting lineups for tonight's game.
Brendan Scholes, Franklin Elementary School.
Aiden Miller, St. Patrick Cathedral School.
Seth Thomas, Kelly Middle School.
Isaiah Joyner, St. Patrick Middle School.
Alan Messino, Kelly Middle School.
Kevin Johnson, Quaker Hill Elementary School.
Michael Bissetto, St. Joseph Elementary School.
Landon Peabody, Tripp Elementary School.
Jake Ranguel, Quaker Hill Elementary School.
Jeffrey Evans, Nathan Hale Elementary School.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LT. Lease for $119 a month or drive for only $56.21. That's right, drive for only $5,621.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
My name is Deanna Shepherd-Smith. I have 2 kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns. So each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Welcome back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. We are about to bring you the NFA Wildcats coming here to Waterford to take on the Waterford High School Lancers. And Keith, we talked a little bit about this before the break, but those Waterford guards really didn't have a good time of it against New London, but NFA seems susceptible to that. So do you think Waterford is going to really try to get to the basket today?
Yeah, I think that the Waterford guards will push tempo first, Casey, from the outset of the game. Get up and down the court a little bit, create some easy looks for themselves by going to the bucket. That is the strength of their team. Their guards are their strength.
Look for the size of NFA to give Waterford some problems. NFA very long with senior Isaiah Joyner, senior Alan Messino, and sophomore Seth Thomas, all very long. Evans will jump it up for Waterford against Joyner for NFA, and NFA wins the tip and has the ball for the opening possession. Scholes swings it around. Jump shot from the corner is good. Aiden Miller with the first points of the game, and NFA looks to press. Waterford breaks pressure fairly easy. Johnson gets it to Bissetto. Nice look inside to Mangwell, but he can't handle it. Kicks it back out. And a travel as Kevin Johnson took a little stutter step.
Yeah, an early going for the Wildcats. Somebody other than Seth Thomas or Isaiah Jonas scoring the bucket, which has got to make Chris Giusti very happy man this afternoon in the gym.
Waterford extending a little bit of pressure, just a little on-ball pressure, and NFA gets it into the hands of sophomore Brendan Scholes. He's guarded by Johnson. Scholes looking to swing the ball into the corner to Thomas, but nice job by Peabody stepping out. Up top it goes to Messino. Little foul line jumper by Joyner, no good, and Waterford comes out with it and pushes down 3-0.
NFA sets up in the standard man-to-man defense.
Johnson picks up his dribble, tries to bounce it into Evans. He does. Pump fake, and it's up, and they're going to get him for a travel as well. Another Waterford turnover.
Yeah, nice entry pass that time to Evans. Just had happy feet, got himself to the rim. That's what Waterford needs to do in this game, Casey.
Early 3-point lead for NFA with the basketball. Scholes drives, and we're going to get a little bump on the perimeter by Johnson. A little shoulder check there. See NFA coach Chris Giusti rocking the suit tonight, Sports Doctor.
Yeah, looking good. Got to be for his appearance on game days. Usually get the sweater vest on or just a standard shirt and tie.
Impeccable hair as well. Scholes hounded by Johnson. Nice ball defense, on the ball defense by Waterford. Messino swings it around. Finally, Thomas with his first possession of the game. Miller and NFA will reset. Scholes tried to get a pick that time. Couldn't get it from Joyner. Joyner now gets it inside. Kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas three-pointer is good. Seth Thomas gets on the board, and two sophomores have given NFA a 6-0 lead. Peabody with a three. Got it. That is something that was sorely missing earlier in the season, but Landon Peabody, one of our preseason Player of the Year candidates, has started heating up, and he cuts the lead to 3.
Bombs away. Good clean look by Peabody that time on the arc, Casey.
Johnson really hounding Scholes, giving the sophomore some problems. Looking to get it inside to Joyner. Joyner got a nice little bump that time from Mangual.
Now, early going, we're seeing heavy ball pressure by the Waterford defense. It's paying dividends so far on the perimeter. NFA had a hard time moving the ball around.
NFA looking to press the Waterford guards. We don't see that a lot. Johnson breaks it, kicks it over to Pacetto. Pacetto wisely pulls it out, gets it back up top to Peabody. Another three, no good. Ball tipped around. Evans comes down with it on the floor. It's loose and kicks it out to Pacetto. Pacetto drives the lane. A little scoop shot is good. Mikey Pacetto gets to the rack and cuts the lead to 1.
Second chance points by the Waterford Lancers. Jeff Evans keeping the ball alive, scrapping, helping his teammates out.
Thomas up top, picks up his dribble, gets it over to Messino. Messino, they're trying to get it into Joyner. Instead in the corner. Jump shot is good from the corner by Scholes. Good shooting so far by both teams. Johnson breaks pressure easily. Bounce pass to Evans. Evans goes up strong, rejected by Joyner. Joyner outlets to Thomas. NFA trying to run. Scholes in the corner will shoot a 3. It's good. Brendan Scholes, nothing but nylon. And just like that, NFA up 6 again.
NFA, very aggressive start. Early going in this game.
Quick 3 is in and out by Pacetto. A little quick trigger that time by Mikey Pacetto, but no good, and NFA will run with a 6-point lead. Jump shot no good by Scholes. Joyner tries to save it, and he does to Messino. And now Miller kicks it back out, and Scholes will start over. Good tempo here in the early going. Both teams shooting the ball well. Thomas on the wing, drives to the middle, throws it up, and no good, but he's going to be fouled. We're going to have that foul on Evans.
And there's that quick first step by Thomas. One dip, go to the bucket, and that's what Chris Giusti likes about him. He's a sophomore. He's got a high energy guy. He's got a motor, and he's got a nose for the rim.
He'll shoot 2. First one rims in and out. We're going to see some substitutions for NFA. Luis Rivera, a junior guard, comes into the ball game along with Tyler Briggs. Our first substitutions on the NFA side.
The Achilles heel of the Wildcats, 58% from the line this year.
Second one is good by Thomas. Extends the lead to 7. NFA soft pressure that time, but Pacetto breaks it easily. Nice scoop pass to Mangual, but it's loose on the floor. Hands weren't quite ready for it. Rivera comes out with it all the way to the basket, no good. Rebound by Peabody, comes out of the pack. He's got Pacetto on the wing. Peabody pulls up, foul line extended, no good. Mangual fights for the rebound, out of bounds, and it will stay Waterford basketball. Official Tony Gigliotti says it stays here. We've got Tony Gigliotti and Andy Kane as the 2 officials tonight.
No secret to what Waterford's trying to do tonight, Casey. Trying to push the ball, push the tempo on offense.
Peabody will control the offense, calls out a play, taps his head, tries to take Thomas off the dribble. Instead, Johnson. Johnson drives, kicks to Evans, back up top to Peabody. Pump fake, steps inside, and no good. Cannot get it to go down. Mangual with a strong rebound and blocked by Tyler Briggs, another sophomore. NFA loaded with sophomores.
Yeah, and the length. The long arm of the law down there, Tyler Briggs.
In the corner it goes, Pacetto. Some fancy ball work, but he'll finally bring it back up top. Pacetto goes to the rim and gives it up to Mangual, back up top to Johnson. Pacetto drives to the basket. Wild, out of control, and they're going to get him for a travel. Clearly, Waterford's trying to get to the basket, but right now struggling with the length of NFA.
Yeah, NFA's playing solid defense up front, protecting the rim, keeping the guards in check.
Joyner, nice move inside. Isaiah Joyner, strong to the basket. And the biggest lead of the game for the Wildcats, up 9.
Drop step move by Joyner that time.
Bassetto being guarded by Rivera into Peabody, pump fake. Tipped by Rivera. Bassetto's going to hustle after it. Won't be a backcourt because tipped by Wildcats. Bassetto's going to be hounded, and we're going to get a little knee by Isaiah Joyner, a little bump on Bassetto. It'll be his first, and Waterford will retain possession.
Oh, ticky-tack foul call on the outside. Joyner with the knee, Bassetto turning the corner. NFA doing a nice job extending the defense here on the Waterford guards.
Peabody drives to the basket, left hand, no good, but he's fouled. Very athletic, landed Peabody. He'll shoot 2. We're going to get a foul on NFA. The foul's on Isaiah Joyner, and that's going to be 2 back-to-back.
With 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter here, down 14-5, Casey, and Waterford struggling to find some sort of offensive identity. No clean looks from the outside and nothing at the rim as of yet.
First one by Peabody, no good. Substitution in the game, Tyler Sebastian, the junior center, will replace Joyner. You know, we saw NFA shoot the ball well. They've really seemed to be, they're improving offensively. They're starting to find a little bit more. Waterford really shooting the ball and struggling to get to the rim right now as Peabody makes the second to cut the lead to 8. But Waterford's going to have to find a way to get open looks for some of their jump shooters. Rivera controls the basketball for the Wildcats. Guarded up top by Mangual. In the corner it goes. Long jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Kick back out to Rivera. Thomas from the wing, no good. Evans tips it but loses control of the basketball to Briggs. Nice look underneath for the basket. Aiden Miller, and we're going to get a timeout. Waterford, as the Wildcats have extended their lead. Biggest of the game is 10.
Yeah, NFA is just beating Waterford to every punch here in the early going here at Waterford High School. Very active on the glass, active on the defensive end, and just kind of really making things very difficult right now for Waterford.
You know, well, we saw Waterford get down big early to St. Bernard's as well, and they had to have that furious comeback to make it back from that one. Waterford does have a penchant for getting cold on the offensive side of things, and right now, the identity really isn't there. Are they a kick and drive and kick team? Are they a jump shot team? Where's the offense coming from?
No, I think right now with the NFA's length on defense has given them a lot of troubles on the perimeter. Obviously, they can't get an open look. The dribble penetration's not there. Maybe with Joyner out of the game now, but Waterford could find a way to get to the rim and get some easy baskets.
Well, with only 2 minutes remaining here in the first period and a 10-point lead from NFA, not the start Lancer Nation was hoping for in tonight's ball game, but senior-laden team versus a sophomore-laden team. We'll see if experience can help the Lancers out of a hole.
Yeah, and this is NFA's first trip back to this gymnasium since 2014 when they won the ECC final. Chris Giusti and his ball club have not been back here since, and he had a warm, fuzzy feeling in the bus out in the parking lot early today.
Clearly the Wildcats like this gym as they're up 10 here in the early going. I'll talk to Coach Giusti about his nostalgia later on. Waterford trying to run a weave. Bassetto kicks out in the corner. Mangual, 15-footer, no good. Evans hustles for the rebound. Peabody forgoes the 3 and tries to get it to Mangual, but instead it's intercepted by Rivera.
4 turnovers in the early going for the Lancers. Wasted opportunities, wasted trips.
And after an early 3 by Peabody, he seems content to pass up on these threes. I think he's got to shoot the basketball. Thomas long 3 the other way. Oh, nice hustle inside. Thomas has the ball. It's loose and tipped out of bounds by Mangual, but great time by Briggs. Briggs is really a workhorse down there, one of those lunch pail guys. He is absolutely beating Waterford to every loose ball. Rivera looking to inbounds, throws deep to Briggs. Briggs recovers, pressured by Peabody. He's going to get it over to Thomas, and NFA crosses half court. Thomas stripped by Bassetto, but it goes back into Rivera's hands. In the corner for Briggs. 3-pointer no good. And Bassetto comes out with the rebound. Waterford looking to push. Mangual strong to the basket. Tipped. And NFA will have the ball. Another turnover by the Lancers.
Nothing easy for Waterford here in the early going.
Miller drive to the basket. He's going to be fouled, and we're going to get some more substitutions for NFA Carter Ward, another sophomore, along with Caleb Parker. So another sophomore. Sophomores aplenty for NFA. And for Waterford, into the ball game for the first time, Colin Shannon. He's a junior.
And Colin Shannon's a kid that can shoot it, light it up from the outside.
Thomas, long three, no good, and Mangual cannot get the rebound. The length of NFA is absolutely just, you know.
Yeah, they're imposing their will in this game. They really are, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Sports Doctor, you got to what I was trying to say.
Yeah, Waterford's struggling right now.
Peabody, drive to the basket. Little left-handed scoop, no good. Rebound by Evans, and he'll be fouled. Nice work that time by your guy, Jeff Evans.
Yeah, Jeff Evans, high-energy kid, high-energy player, and he does it all for a team. He's a very unselfish player. See if he can knock down a couple of free throws here. He worked on his game an awful lot this summer. AAU ball, the whole 9 yards.
Well, he beat Carter Ward to the basketball that time. That was just, he got there first. Ward picks up the foul, but Evans can't knock down the first one, and that 10-point lead remains for at least one more shot. Second one, no good. But he gets his own rebound, goes up strong, and will be fouled again. Again by Carter Ward. Let's do it all over again.
Jeff Evans doing work. Frustration down there.
Who says history doesn't repeat itself?
2 for $1.
Evans. Just to make sure, that was just to prove that there's not a lid over the basket on the Waterford end.
Again, we've had this discussion about foul shots versus free throws. I mean, it's not a foul shot, it's a free throw. We on the same page?
You keep saying that, but
we on the same page?
We are. I agree with him. Evans makes 2 of his free throws, and the lead is now back into single digits at 8. Pacetto extends pressure against Rivera. Rivera to Thomas. Thomas drives baseline. Nothing there. Wild pass. Jump shot no good by Sebastian, but he's fouled and he'll go to the line. So nice move by Tyler Sebastian. And that length of NFA just, again, causing all kinds of problems for Waterford.
And we see the ability of Thomas, Seth Thomas, to get to the rim and create by drawing a double team and then passing it off to his teammate for a and one opportunity, but he's at the line shooting 2. Your Thomas, he demands a lot of attention on the offensive end.
First one by Sebastian is good. Absolutely, Sports Doctor. It's funny, when Waterford is in one of these cold spells, man, do they struggle to score. And NFA, who has had those kinds of cold spells earlier in the year, scoring the ball a little bit easier.
Yeah, Waterford pressing here a little bit early, I would say, Casey. NFA moving with some sort of flow.
Pacetto to the basket. Wild scoop shot, no good. It was altered by Sebastian, who comes out with it. And outlets to Rivera, and with 13 seconds left, NFA might set up for the last shot, but instead, jump shot from the corner, no good by Caleb Parker, but Briggs tipped it out of bounds, and Waterford now will get a chance at the final shot. Mercifully, Waterford is only down 9, considering that there was an absolute plexiglass shield over the basket for much of the first quarter. Pacetto pushes under 5 seconds. Peabody's got it. Drives. Peabody floater in the lane is good. And a foul at the buzzer. Landon Peabody called bank. And that shot will bring Waterford to within 7 and a chance to cut it to 6. How are they this close?
Landon Peabody started the quarter scoring for the Lancers. He's going to finish it, too. It seems like NFA is up by 10 right now.
Well, they're only up 6 at the end of one period. Join us for second quarter action on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Malibu Limited LT for only $157 a month, or drive for only $6207. You heard me right. Drive it for only $6,207.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Welcome back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. We see NFA coach Chris Giusti talking to his players in the huddle, up 6 points here at the end of one period. Sports Doctor, what'd you see?
Well, I mean, I saw 2 different styles of play, and I saw NFA come out with a lot of energy. I saw Waterford press a little bit. And on the offensive end for Waterford, it seemed like it was too much one-on-one play. Make the extra pass. Be patient with the offense. You will find the open look by passing, not dribbling through.
Waterford, a substitution in the game for Waterford is Walker Sutman, big number 34, the sophomore, trying to get a little bit of size. This is about as big as Waterford gets with Mangual, Shannon, and Sutman and Walker all in the game at the same time. Shannon, drive to the basket. Nice move by Shannon, but he can't finish. And a big rebound by Sebastian on the other end. Nice move by Colin Shannon. You just got to finish that, son. Tyler Scholes, the senior, now running the point for NFA, picks up his dribble and finds Messino, who's back into the ball game with those 2 fouls. Scholes on a pick and roll, but couldn't find the roll, and back to Thomas it goes. Thomas drives wildly in the basket, no call. Messino, no call. I think that was a makeup, double dip right that time.
2 for 1, no call on that possession.
Peabody looking for a pick from Mangual, drives right, kicks to Bassetto, 3-pointer up, and good. And Mikey Bassetto cuts the lead to 3. How is this game 3?
Good things happen when you pass the ball. Dribble, penetration, and kick. Mikey Bassetto with 5 quick points here for the Lancers.
Scholes gets it to Messino. Sebastian from the foul line, good. And I'll tell you, junior Tyler Sebastian's got a nice little touch there from the foul line.
A good knockdown look by Sebastian, rising up.
Bassetto running the point now for Waterford, gives it to Shannon. A little on a weave to Peabody. Peabody tries to break down Scholes, gets it over to Walker, and Walker Sutman throws it out of bounds. I want to call him Walker Texas Ranger.
At least you don't call him Knight Rider. Walker Texas Ranger.
Back in the game,
Chuck
Tyler
Norris.
Briggs. That very good. Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Walker and Texas Ranger. It's what the we would call a new modern Western. Another nice job that time by Sebastian inside. And the famed Ricky Bobby named his sons Walker and Texas Ranger.
Yeah, junior Tyler Sebastian, back-to-back knockdowns on the offensive end.
And Bassetto that time with a pass that went out of bounds. And the one thing about Mikey Bassetto is you got to be ready for the basketball because he's going to deliver it from all kinds of angles. You got to be willing to see it.
You got to have ready hands. 6 turnovers so far for the Lancers first half.
Lead back to 7 for NFA. Scholes controls. Yes, it does. That does rhyme. Nice point. Way to point that out, Mike Demoro, with a silent man in the headphones.
Nice
Tyler
patience
Briggs.
here. Nice patience, nice rhythm by this NFA's offense.
You like the patience.
I do. They're working the ball very well.
Around the perimeter it goes. Long jump shot up and good. Aiden Miller stroking it from outside.
Wide open look for Miller. 8 points here in the first half for the Wildcats.
And the lead, just like that, back up to 10. Peabody drives the basket, no good, but he's going to be fouled. And Landon Peabody doing all he can to keep Waterford in it. He's going to draw the foul on Briggs, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, a little 7-0 run here by the Wildcats, have them up by 10. It seems like everything so far on the offensive end is difficult for the Lancers, where NFA is in some sort of a rhythm on offense, and they're being patient.
Patience is a virtue, sports doctor. Good things come to those who wait. But the early bird catches the worm, and he who hesitates is lost. So I'm not sure, which one are we going with?
Landon Peabody with 8 of Waterford's 15 points, trying to make it 9 out of the 16, and he does not.
Rebound by Thomas, and he gets it over to Scholes, NFA, with that 9-point lead that the sports doctor just mentioned. Scholes being guarded by Johnson, who's back in the game. Johnson tips it, and Scholes controls. And we're going to get a 5-second violation. Or actually, we're going to get an offensive foul on Tyler Scholes with a little shoulder dip. And that's going to 7th foul on NFA. The next one, of course, Waterford will be in the bonus. That was an offensive foul, so they don't shoot that time.
A ball pressure by Kevin Johnson that time for the Lancers, creating the foul.
Evans, Shannon, Peabody, Sutman, and Johnson, the 5 for Waterford. Peabody stripped by Sebastian, and NFA with another steal. Thomas from a three-pointer from the side, no good from that wing where he loves it, but we're going to get a foul on the floor on Evans, battling underneath with Briggs and Scholes. Waterford not only giving up the size tonight, but getting out hustled by NFA thus far.
Talked about it earlier in the game. Board games, rebound the ball. Don't give NFA any second chance points.
Well, if you're an undersized team like Waterford, you can't get out hustled. You can't get out scrapped.
Right.
You have to get every loose ball because you're not going to get every rebound. Underneath, they're going to inbounds. We see Waterford coach Bill Bassett fired up right now, and he has been imploring his Lancers to give him a little more energy on the defensive rebounding side of things. Scholes swings to Thomas, back to Scholes.
Waterford switched back into his zone on D.
And Thomas launches a three, no good, tipped up. A nice job by Sutman to tip the rebound to himself, and Johnson will push. Weak side strip by Thomas, but it's going to be out of bounds. We'll see which way the officials want to call it. There was a nice job that time reaching in on the backside of Johnson. Sebastian's going to come back into the ball game, replacing Joyner. NFA content to rotate their bigs, and they're going to say
that's NFA's ball.
NFA ball for the 8th time, 8 turnovers on Waterford.
Yeah, Waterford's going to go back to the man-to-man on this possession here, Casey.
We'll see how Tyler Scholes handles the pressure of Johnson. Yep, Kevin Johnson riding Tyler Scholes that time. Made contact with him the whole way.
So the previous possession, Waterford switches back into a 2-3 zone, grabs a defensive rebound. This possession, they came out with ball pressure on man-to-man. So Bill Bassett searching for the right combinations of either A, players, or B, strategies right now, down by 9 points.
Yeah, he needs guys who could rebound, and he needs guys who can shoot the basketball. And right now, those are at a premium, and Waterford's struggling to find them. 9-point Wildcat lead and the basketball. Rivera, and he's going to travel. He dragged the foot. He was trying to get the ball over to Aiden Miller in the corner, but Miller was well covered and turnover the other way. That's only the second turnover by NFA compared to that 8 we talked about for Waterford. Basetto, Sutman, Shannon to Evans. Back to Peabody. All 5 Waterford Lancers just touched the basketball in this possession and made almost no progress with the basketball. Waterford very content right now being on the perimeter. Now, nice move by Shannon to the basket. That's twice he's gotten there and hasn't been able to finish. He's got it. Half the job is getting there, but he's got to get the other half done.
And that 1-2-2 zone by NFA with Seth Thomas up top is really giving Waterford trouble.
Luis Rivera gives it inside to Messino at the foul line. Now Sebastian, little right-hander from the foul line, no good. Ball loose, and NFA gets another loose ball. Sebastian drives to the basket, no good. Gets his own rebound off a tip from Shannon. And Thomas will get it over to Luis Rivera, and they'll reset.
6 offensive rebounds in the first half for NFA.
Rivera looking inside for Sebastian instead, gives it to Thomas. Top of the key, drives, kicks it back out. Rivera drives to the basket this time. Reverse right hand is good. Luis Rivera with a nice move, a little up and under with the right hand, and now the lead's 11. Basetto pulls up just inside the top of the key, no good. And out of the pack, Miller comes with it. NFA with an 11-point lead in the ball, looking to get their biggest lead in the ball game.
And one and done for the Lancers on the offensive end.
Waterford just not having any answers for the length of NFA. Rivera drives to the basket. A little wraparound pass is intercepted by Waterford, and out of the pack, Evans yanks it away, but jump ball.
Finally, a little bit of fire out of the Lancers as Jeff Evans goes in and wrestles away a loose ball. Got to applaud that if you Coach Bassett. Right now, Waterford very flat. NFA dictating pace, dictating tempo, and doing all the little things that you need to do to win a basketball game.
Well, the stat guru is in the game now. Mike Giannakis making his first appearance today. We'll see if he can give a little energy to the Waterford team. Comes back into the game along with Mangual. He'll operate at the top of the zone along with Basetto. In the corner, drive, Little pull-up jump shot is good. Aiden Miller, only a sophomore. The kid's a scorer.
10 points for Miller to lead the Academy.
A nice spin move by Shannon. Kicks it up top to Giannakis, who will set the offense for Waterford. Little crossover inside to Evans it goes. Evans being hounded in the corner. Giannakis pulls up for three. Short. Ball tipped. And out of the pack comes Miller. Waterford just cannot get a rebound on either side, offensively or defensively. Down 13, NFA looking to put this thing away early. Thomas pulls up his dribble, gives it to Miller. Long three, no good. Man, Miller's feeling it for NFA. Can't get that one to go. Pacetto goes up ahead to Shannon. Out it goes to Giannakis. He pump fakes, drives to the basket. Fall away is in and out. Mike Giannakis can't get that one to go down. And NFA with a rebound. A nice decision that time by the stat guru, but he couldn't get it to fall. And we're going to get a timeout by NFA's Chris Giusti, 30-second timeout. All right, sports doctor, give us a diagnosis.
Well, I mean, listen, 11-1 run here has NFA up by 13 points, and things are coming easy for NFA, or easier than they are for Waterford. The perimeter defense, they're killing them on the boards. Right now, everything is going NFA's way. The defensive pressure and the ball pressure and NFA's length is really bothering the Lancers right now.
Only 3 players have scored in the game for Waterford, and that kind of illustrates where I'm at with this thing. I don't think it looks particularly easy for NFA. It looks like they're struggling too. But right now, Waterford looks like they're trying to find a needle in a sandstorm. I mean, it's the hardest thing. They cannot figure out how to score the basketball. They have not had a lot of open looks, and when they go to the basket, they're one and done.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of chemistry going on right now on the offensive end for the Lancers. Not a lot of ball movement. When the things break down, it becomes more of a one-on-one game for the Lancers.
I like what Colin Shannon's done getting to the basket, but he hasn't been able to finish. I like what Mike Giannakis has done with his decisions, but he hasn't been able to get it to fall. Just no rhythm right now for Waterford. On the other side of things, Aiden Miller has been absolutely on fire for the NFA Wildcats. A steal by Giannakis. Intercepts, gets to the basket, and good. Mike Giannakis with an interception. Nice anticipation and finish to cut the lead to 11. Rivera back up top to Thomas. Shannon almost had another one that time. Waterford extending pressure a little bit. Long three by Seth Thomas is good. A sniper out there is Seth Thomas.
Bombs away. Seth Thomas with 7 in the first half.
And a 14-point lead for NFA. Giannakis on the other end gets stripped by Thomas, but he controls. Giannakis in the corner. It goes to Shannon. We're under 10 seconds. Another strip. Pacetto's going to get the ball with 3 seconds, and he loses it out of bounds with only 2 seconds remaining. Just a horror show for the Waterford High School Lancers at this point. Nothing going their way, including another turnover with only 2 seconds remaining in the first half, already trailing by 14. And NFA with an opportunity to increase that lead going into the half. Briggs will inbounds. He does fall away. Miller is no good. And that's going to bring you to the end of the first half. Your halftime score 31 for NFA, Waterford 17. We're going to have a chance to talk to leading coach Chris Giusti of the NFA Wildcats. The sports doctor is at center court with him. Let's hear from the leading coach, Chris Giusti. Sports doctor.
Coach, only 7 points out of your leading scorer, Seth Thomas, yet you're up by 14 at the half.
Yeah, our offense is by committee. What we do at NFA is play defense. I wasn't exactly pleased with the end of the first quarter. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times, but overall we had a good first half defensively. We have to continue to play well defensively and take care of the ball.
Yeah, and your length seemed to give them problems, especially on the perimeter.
Yeah, we get a lot of deflections, and we got to keep doing that without letting them blow by and get shooters on the perimeter.
And what's the message at halftime?
Keep playing hard defense. Make sure you box out, secure rebounds, and close out possessions.
There you go. Chris Giusti and his NFA Wildcats up by 14, Casey, and they're getting from everybody on the offensive side of the floor. NFA in real good shape right here at halftime.
Thank you, sports doctor. A 14-point lead by NFA at halftime. We've got a lot to bring you at halftime here. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
I'm Deanna Shepherd-Smith. I have two kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns, so each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
A 2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LS leads for $95 a month or drive for only $48.49. That's right, drive for only $4,849.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Welcome back to the Francis X. Sweeney Fieldhouse on the campus of Waterford High School, where the NFA Wildcats, the visitors, lead the Waterford Lancers by 14. You're listening to Game Day and watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, and break down the first half for us.
Well, listen, it all comes down to NFA's length on the defensive end, Waterford's inability to make shots, and I think all the little things, second chance points, by the Wildcats, and hustle out there too. NFA seems to be out hustling the Lancers right now.
Well, I think in the second half, Waterford's going to have to continue some of that fire and scrap we saw there at the end of the first half. Mike Giannakis with a steal. I think Waterford's going to have to try to out-hustle NFA in the second half. Clearly, they're not going to be able to do it with just size.
Right, they're down 14 points right now. They have to find a way to create easy scoring opportunities.
Well, Sports Doctor, every year there are great teams. But building and maintaining a great program, that's something that requires much more. Now, NFA basketball coach Chris Giusti, he relies on former NFA players Kevin Donovan and Wes Murphy to keep the Wildcat family successful.
My experience here at NFA when I was playing was probably the best years of my life. So when Juice gave me the opportunity to come back and coach here, I just had to do it.
It was an overall great experience. As we always talk about the family aspect of NFA, just always feeling that somebody is there for you. You can always ask somebody other than your parents or siblings. You can come to NFA and know that somebody within the coaching staff has your back.
I grew up with my mom, single mother. And when I came here, Curlin was like our father, Juice was the crazy uncle. And then we had all the other guys were my brothers, and I got used to hanging out with them all the time. I was the only kid in my generation, so having that family aspect really, helped me out.
I felt coming back to NFA was more of a duty rather than just my own pleasure. I love being at NFA, but for what NFA has given me to the opportunity to play college basketball and the person that I am today, I felt coming back and trying to help members of my community and the kids to get that same experience and be a better person.
I'm so lucky that, I've been able to keep so many of our former players connected to this program because they understand, not only do they understand me, but they understand, what it takes to be successful on and off the basketball court because they've walked in those shoes. So who better to tell our players, what they need to do in certain situations than guys that have already done it.
He's tough on us as we were players and tough on us as coaches, but he does that out of love. He wants to make sure that we succeed and be the best person we can be on and off the court, and it's very appreciative that for me to be mentored by somebody like Juice.
Well, there were some questions early on how good NFA was going to be with this big sophomore class and a lot of inexperience, but give Chris Giusti and those NFA veterans credit. They are getting better every game.
Yeah, and that's the NFA coaching family that they talked about. They're all together as a group. And, Neil Curlin, they mentioned in that piece as well, one of the guys that started this coaching tree for the Wildcats.
Well, Waterford is certainly going to have to find an answer. And one of those guys that might be able to help is Jeff Evans. Now, growing up a New London fan, Waterford Junior Jeff Evans, he attended New London games with his grandfather. After a move to Waterford, they became part of Lancer Nation. And now they are closer than ever. Steal by Evans. He's pushing it wild to the basket. What an athletic move and basket by Jeff Evans.
Jeffrey came from a single parent, and he's had a couple experiences in life, been tough on a young kid.
Jeff Evans making things happen on both ends of the floor.
We became real close, and he relied a lot on us.
Evans with a rebound. Follow is good.
Honestly, when a situation happened with my dad, and I noticed he was there, you know, like, and then ever since then, I've been extremely close. Like, that's my best friend. I talk to him, you know.
Fakes. Evans on the side is good.
I just enjoyed high school basketball and football, and it was just rather than stay in the house on a cold winter night, it was nice to just to go watch a sports event.
Mostly remember going to New London high school games. I went and watched Alan Chaney play. I remember that.
When he went in 8th grade, they moved to Waterford. It was a change. It was quite a change from the wheel of green and gold. After all the years, we attended a lot of games. In fact, my daughter played basketball and softball for New London High School. But it's been a great experience for him and for us.
I go to his house before almost every game, eat some French toast. It's my favorite thing. I go there and just talk to him about stuff, you know. Yeah, we do a lot besides just sports. Go to the soup kitchen.
I have a great relationship with Jeff. Jeff's a great kid, very caring kid, cares about everyone, worries about everyone. And I have a lot of respect for a young kid like him who works so hard.
You know, Casey, Jeff is one of those kids who I've gotten to know a little bit on and off the court. He's a hard-working kid. He's got a passion for the game, and he does a lot for the community as well. Jeff Evans, certainly a standout student-athlete here at Waterford High School.
And I think his grandfather, who we featured in the feature, is watching the feature right now. So if he's watching us talk about him looking at the feature that we just ran with him in it.
And there he is laughing. There he is.
I think it was a little inception,
Grandpa,
moment we just had going on. Well, we're at halftime here at Waterford High School. 31-17, Wildcats, the visitors on top of Waterford. Let's see what the second half has in store. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My name is Deanna Shepherd-Smith. I have two kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns, so each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LT. Lease for $119 a month or drive for only $56.21. That's right, drive for only $5,621.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Welcome back to Waterford High School. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. There's future Game Day video operators right there. Shout out to Tim Cook, one of ours. Right now, maybe they can take your job over in a couple of years, Tim. No, we can't replace Tim or Shelly or the A-game. The A-team got brought in today. Karen's up there as well.
Yeah, she is on the camera so far, Casey, to recap some of the scoring in the first half. Aiden Miller with 10 and Seth Thomas for 7 lead the way for the Wildcats, and Landon Peabody with 8 in the early going here in the first half for the Waterford Lancers. 8 out of the 17 Lancer points.
Waterford, like we said, they're going to have to do something different in the second half, either a different player combination or just getting to the basketball more. But here's the larger question. We get texted during the game, and one of our viewers wants to know, does the sports doctor shop for suits as the same place as Ben McAdoo?
Bob McAdoo or Ben McAdoo?
The text said Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo. He's the new coach of the New York Giants, I think. Mike DeMauro just hit me in the side.
I think he was referring
to... Listen, what's wrong with my suit? I mean, the sports doctor's looking good.
I think you look great.
Good, yeah,
at the time. You are a very sharp man. 31-17, NFA with a 14-point lead, but Waterford with the first possession. Inside it goes to Evans, out Peabody with a 3, and just like we started the first half, sports doctor, Landon Peabody gets a clean look and hits a 3.
Quick start, and Waterford comes out, picking up the tempo on defense as Waterford goes into a 1-2-1-1 full court trap.
Nice job that time. Miller gets it to Thomas. Back to Scholes, and we're going to reset. Inside it goes to Messino. Nice spin move in the lane by Messino. No good. Rebound to Peabody, and he's going to drive to the basket. Landon Peabody rejected by Isaiah Joyner emphatically.
So a quick bucket for Waterford, shooting a three, a little 1-2-1-1 full court press back into his zone. Got a defensive rebound and pushed the ball up the floor. Waterford making the adjustments here.
Original starting fives for both teams: Johnson, Peabody, Basetto, Mangual, and Evans. Scholes, Joyner, Miller, Thomas, and Messino. We're going to get a little, talk about a ticky-tack. Aiden Miller with a little ticky-tack on the perimeter.
Little nickel dimer, 60 feet away from the hoop.
I'm not even sure that's worth a nickel and a dime.
No,
that's not even a 15-cent foul.
You're 2 cents worth. 2 pennies. 2 bits. 2 bits, Casey O'Neill.
Basetto tries to get it into Evans, and it's a little too tall. Turnover. A big problem for Waterford in the first half, and there's their 10th turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, different body language here for the Lancers, though, in the second half as they come out with this 1-2-1-1 full court trap.
Being down a bunch of points is nothing new to the Lancers. It's happened 2 or 3 times this year. They've dug their way out of some holes. Can they do it again tonight? Not if they're going to give up easy baskets like that. Isaiah Joyner all alone under the basket on a break of pressure. 13-point lead for the Wildcats.
Fresh legs for Joyner. He's been sitting since about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter with 2 fouls, making an impact back in the game.
Peabody with the basketball. Drives to the basket. Nice job, Landon Peabody. Strong to the basket and the foul. Peabody goes straight up with Isaiah Joyner, and that's going to be the 3rd foul on Joyner. That's what got him on the bench in the first half, and he's going to go back to the bench again.
Peabody with authority. The slash to the cup. 13 of the 22 points for the Lancers. Landon Peabody, big shoulders on the offensive end of the floor tonight for Waterford.
Tyler Sebastian back into the ball game. We saw him do some real good work in the first half. Also into the game, Luis Rivera. That was their most effective lineup in the first half.
Yeah. Landon Peabody scored 40 in a game this year against St. Bernard's. Didn't take the uniform off for 3 days afterwards.
And they needed every single one of those 40 points to win that game.
That's a true story.
Did you follow him?
He was seen that night at Mr. G's wearing that uniform.
Well, that's okay. 3 days though, Sports Doctor. Inside, Messino with an easy basket. Waterford seems to be able to get a little bit easier buckets, but they're giving up easy buckets. They can't trade baskets here. Down 12 points.
Yeah, Waterford's got to protect the rim. I mean, NFA's got a big squad. They're very active up front. They're getting help from a lot of different people. Waterford has got to rebound the ball and protect the rim on the defensive end.
Basetto back to Peabody. Peabody drives to the basket. Left hand is no good. Strong rebound by Messino, and he gives it to Rivera. NFA looking to run. Miller wide open from the wing. No good. Long rebound to Rivera, and NFA will do it again.
Loose ball again to the Wildcats.
Oh, nice move by Messino to the basket for 2. Alan Messino with a nice up fake, Kevin McHale style.
A little up and under that time.
Does anyone that's playing in this game understand a Kevin
McHale
reference?
They have no idea who Kevin McHale is.
That's tragic. Turnover number 11 by Waterford, and it results in Basetto grabbing a NFA Wildcat, and he will go to the bench. Into the ball game will be Colin Shannon. Shannon, the junior we saw in the first half with some good offensive moves.
See the frustration there on Mikey Basetto's face. Trying to dribble through the pressure too much a little bit is Basetto. Keep your head up and pass the ball forward.
Is Juicy ever not animated? Is he ever calm? He is a very intense guy.
Yeah, intense is the word I would use.
Johnson pulls up for 3, no good. And that's the one thing I have seen missing. You know, we saw Kevin Johnson as a spark plug offensive player last year, knocking down threes. He has not shot the ball a lot in the early going. Out of bounds off of Shannon, and it will remain NFA basketball, and we're going to see Tyler Briggs back into the ball game replacing Messino.
You know, NFA is committed now on the offensive end to make the extra pass and try and get the layup with some of the big people up front, trying to expose the smaller Lancer front court.
You remember what I'm saying about Johnson, though? Last year we saw him shoot the ball a lot, and he was a real offensive spark plug. This year, not shooting the ball nearly as much. I don't know if that's just his new role in the offense, but I'd like to see him get some more touches. Thomas to Briggs from the corner, no good. Nice box out by the smallest guy on the court. Great job by Johnson, and he comes out with it. Over to Peabody. Three-pointer is no good. And another rebound by NFA, this time Tyler Briggs. Peabody had the look, he just drifted left. 14-point NFA lead with the basketball. Miller from the corner is good. What a smooth stroke. Aiden Miller can fill it up.
13 for Miller and extends the NFA lead to 17 here in the third quarter.
We're going to get a foul underneath the basket on NFA. Foul's going to be underneath it. It's going to be on, I believe, Miller. That's going to be his second foul. Waterford will have the ball underneath the basket. Just like that, 17.
Some quick energy by Waterford to start the half, but NFA's weathered the storm quite nicely and built that lead. A 9-2 run to come out of the midway third quarter here.
Well, we saw Waterford dig themselves out of a hole against St. Bernard's. It's going to be a much bigger challenge tonight. There's a three from Johnson in the corner, no good. Strong rebound by Sebastian, and Rivera up ahead to Briggs. NFA limiting Waterford to one shot on almost every possession. Thomas pulls up, no good. Ball loose, and Johnson comes out of the pack with it. Johnson running, 3-on-1, gives it to Shannon, no good. He was bothered on the floor by Thomas, but we're going to get a foul, and that's going to send Shannon to the line.
The aggressiveness of Colin Shannon going to the cup. Got to convert one of those young men.
He's not afraid to get to the basket.
No, he's not. He's a good ball player.
This time he draws the foul. He'll shoot two. I'll tell you what, that is a confident foul. That's a confident stroke. He got the ball, one dribble, boom. I like that. Carter Ward back into the ball game for NFA. Some more size, another sophomore. Second one is good by Shannon. Right now, NFA has 4 sophomores and a junior on the floor. Thomas drives to Ward. Inside to Briggs. Nice little jump shot, no good. Strong rebound by Evans.
There's Evans doing work down below.
Think about that, though. 4 sophomores and a junior on the floor right now for NFA. Peabody pulls up and hits the 18-footer. It's good. Only a 2-pointer that time. They said it was just inside the 3-point line.
Peabody carrying a load on the offensive end for the Lancers right now, Case. Seems to be the only option. 16 of the 27 Lancer points by Landon Peabody.
Rivera being hounded, gets it to Miller. Foul line turnaround, no good. Ball tipped again, and Mangual comes out of the pack with it, gives it to Peabody. Waterford has to push down 13. Peabody stutter steps, gets to the basket, kicks it out to Johnson. He drives to the basket, little right-handed scoop, no good. Peabody with a rebound, the follow, and the foul. Landon Peabody working hard with the basket.
19 points for Peabody. 18 points for Peabody.
And quickly, NFA sends both Sebastian and Messino back into the game. So now this is the biggest NFA team we've seen with Thomas, Sebastian, and Messino all on the floor at the same time, along with Rivera, who's that size as well.
And you got Joyner on the bench. And a little 7-0 run has Waterford within striking distance, Casey, down by 10.
Hard to believe. NFA keeps extending. Waterford cuts, and NFA extends. We'll see if Waterford can get it into single digits. Nice pressure on the ball by Johnson. Waterford turning up the defensive pressure, but Johnson's going to get called for a little reach-in that time on the perimeter.
Kevin Johnson turning up the heat on the outside for the Waterford Lancers. Trying to make things a little difficult there, trying to create some turnovers. Get some easy buckets in transition. Get the guards rolling. And speaking of guards rolling, Stat Guru checking into the lineup.
Johnson will have a seat. We saw the Stat Guru with a nice anticipation steal and basket at the end of the first half. They're hoping for a little defensive pressure right now. They're going to have to rotate those guards in because they got to pressure the basketball nonstop here for the remainder of this basketball game. 10-point NFA lead and the basketball. In the corner it goes to Thomas. Rivera to Sebastian. Waterford really turning up the defensive pressure. Trapped inside, nice look underneath, it goes to Miller, and he's fouled by Shannon, who landed on his back. Good ball work that time by NFA. Waterford has really turned up the defensive pressure.
Yeah.
Who do you think's been leading that defensive charge?
Well, I mean, off the ball, you see Jake Manguel really working hard on Seth Thomas, trying to keep the talented sophomore away from the rim and out of the scoring column. Jake Manguel doing yeoman's work for the Lancers.
Reach in by Shannon, but NFA controls the basketball. Waterford could have really used that steal. Back on top to Rivera. He's got Giannakis on him. Miller takes the three and kicks it all the way back up to Thomas. Thomas pulls the trigger from the top. Bank shot, no good. But long shots give up long rebounds. And a little turnaround, no good by Sebastian. And Mangual comes out of the pack with it. Jake Mangual working hard. Peabody kicks it to the corner. Shannon for three. Got it! Colin Shannon. And somehow Waterford's within 7.
Great recognition by Landon Peabody coming down the court, finding the open man in the corner. 3-ball, 10-0 run, Lancers.
Oh, Thomas with a beautiful move. Baseline, beats Mangual, goes up with a left hand for 2. Seth Thomas breaking the run just like that.
Smooth move by the young sophomore, Seth Thomas, showing the ability.
Thomas is on Peabody. Peabody beats him, gets the ball to Evans, and Waterford will reset. Shannon. Love this Peabody-Thomas matchup. Thomas with the length, Peabody with the speed, beats him, goes baseline, and gets the foul. Landon Peabody, quickness, beats Thomas off the dribble, gets to the basket, and draws the foul.
And you could see Peabody setting Thomas up for that one at the top of the key. He got the screen, he went in, and boom, right to the bucket. The ability to finish, the youth, the enthusiasm, Casey O'Neill.
Gotta love the little crossover, baseline move by Landon Peabody. And we're going to get another substitution into the game. Walker Sutman back into the game. And Jake Mangual is taking a very well-deserved break for the last 26 seconds of the quarter. Peabody knocks it down. Waterford within 6. Hard to believe this is the closest they have been in quite a long time.
22 points for Landon Peabody. 13-2 run Lancers here at the end of the third quarter.
Scholes. Rivera drives, wild right-hander, no good, but he's going to go to the line. Luis Rivera threw up a wild right-hander, but he's going to draw the foul on the floor on Evans. And with 8 seconds remaining, Luis Rivera is going to shoot 2.
Evans that time with position just reached in a little too gratuitously on that play. I can say that.
I like gratuitous. That's good.
Hey, reached in, just got a little too greedy with the reach.
You have the word of the day calendar going on at the Sports Doctor's home.
Gratuitously.
I like that. Gratuitously. That's very good.
Good for one of broadcast.
Rivera with the second one is good. 8 seconds remaining. Giannakis now for Waterford. See if they can get a good look to end the quarter. Giannakis spins. Oh, where did that pass come from? Eyes in the back of the head to Evans. Stat guru. That's an assist.
The push, the look away. 2 for the Lancers. Well, big run that time by Waterford. They were down by 17, Casey. They're down by 5.
Down by 5, and maybe we have a fourth quarter after all. Come on back with us. You're watching Game Day, live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Malibu Limited LT for only $157 a month, or drive for only $62.07. You heard me right. Drive it for only $6,207.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Welcome back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Coach Bill Bassett imploring his Lancers to keep up the effort. They've cut that 17-point NFA lead down to 5. Sports Doctor, we have a fourth quarter, and maybe we have a ball game.
Yeah, a little 15-3 run that time by the Lancers to cut the lead to 5 points, sparked by the defense of Jake Manguel and the offensive scoring of Landon Peabody.
NFA has the basketball and a 5-point lead. Rivera being guarded by Giannakis. Gets it to Miller at the foul line. He's hounded by Shannon, and Messino ends up with it. Dumps it down to Joyner. Joyner spins on Sutman. Right-handed floater, no good. Put back good by Rivera. Size a factor.
Second chance points that time by the Wildcats.
Peabody drives to the basket. Right-handed, no good. Had a seam that time, but couldn't finish. And Messino comes down strong with it. Gets it up ahead to Miller. Over to Thomas. Three-pointer is good, and just like that, 5 quick points, and the lead's back up to 10.
12 points for Seth Thomas. Little 5-0 run to start the fourth quarter here for the NFA Wildcats. Hustle points and second chance opportunities.
Peabody drives to the basket again, and he's rejected by both by both Thomas and Joyner at the same time. But Peabody trying to get to the basket now. Sports Doctor, no pressure. But I have it on good authority that Mrs. Voice of Game Day, sister-in-law voice of Game Day, and father-in-law voice of Game Day, as well as nieces and nephews of the voice in Game Day, all watching right now, and they say you look very handsome.
They like the suit.
You look very handsome.
They like the suit. Thank you.
Giannakis to Peabody. Waterford desperately needs a basket to get this back into single digits.
Having an eligible bachelor, you know that, right?
You are. You are a catch, too. Peabody with a fadeaway, no good. And just like that, Waterford down 10, and NFA with a chance to extend the lead again. Uphill climb here for Waterford.
Joyner back in the game for the Wildcats with 3 fouls.
Messino, Miller, jump shot, no good. Rebound, Evans. Nice job that time by Giannakis and Evans boxing out. Peabody kicks it out. Shannon forgoes a 3, now takes a 3, no good. Evans, strong rebound, nice position he had on Joyner. Giannakis, just outside of the reach of Sutman, and a turnover, Lancers.
13 Lancer turnovers. Good work by Evans on the offensive glass. Ball thrown away by Giannakis. A missed opportunity there for Waterford.
Rivera, inside it goes to Messino, back to Rivera, trying to get it to Joyner. Instead up top to Thomas. Three-pointer from the top of the key, no good. Rebound knocked around, and nice job by Walker Sutman to the loose ball. Giannakis now kicks it out to Peabody. Waterford will set. Peabody has Rivera on him. 5:30, 10-point lead.
Defensive help for NFA every time Peabody looks to turn the corner.
Peabody swings it into the corner. Shannon, little 10-foot jumper is good. Nice job. Colin Shannon's got a nice stroke.
The rise, the touch, 7 points for Colin Shannon, knocking it down from mid-range.
Cuts back to single digits. It's an 8-point lead, and we're going to get a illegal screen that time on Joyner, and that's going to be his 4th turnover NFA.
His 2nd foul tonight out of his 4 that have happened 35 feet from the basket for Isaiah Joyner. Frustrating evening for that young man because he hasn't really gotten himself into a flow or any kind of rhythm into the ballgame.
No, the NFA's been a different team when he's been on the floor in past games. He has just not been able to. Basetto, stutter step, picks it up, gets it to Sutman. Johnson, nice move, drives to the basket. Foul and 1. Kevin Johnson, the diminutive one, cuts the lead to 6 and a chance for a 3-point play.
Johnson was on the arc begging for the ball, sent him wide open, little pump fake and go to the bucket. Easy scoring opportunity.
6-point lead. Johnson can make it 5. How is Waterford continuing to stay in this game?
They got to get over this hump, though. They've been down this road before. They started the quarter down by 5. Lead got to 10, back down to 5. Let's see if Waterford has enough juice to get over the top. Can I say that?
Yes, you
can.
If
Waterford has enough juice, not if NFA has enough juice.
Up top it goes to Thomas. Thomas, quick trigger 3. No good. Gets his own rebound on the baseline. He's trapped. Gets it to Sebastian. That's an up and down. No call. Rebound tipped out to Miller. Bad break for the Lancers. Great block by Walker Sutman. Peabody comes out of the pack. Johnson pulls it up. Swings it to Basetto. He forsakes the 3. Peabody wide open look. And no good. Waterford could not have asked for a better look that time from Landon Peabody, and he is clearly frustrated. Had a chance to bring them within a basket.
Waterford's got to find a way to knock her down and get over the hump here. This 5-6 point range in the second half seems to be haunting them a little bit. Perfect opportunity on that trip, Casey.
Thomas, hounded by Peabody, goes to the left hand. Stutter steps, drives to the basket. Nice help by Sutman, and instead a buried jump shot from Tyler Briggs.
Briggs rising up,
Back
hitting the jump shot.
8-point NFA lead. Johnson in the corner, three, no good. Loose ball rebound. Waterford comes down with it, and we're going to get a foul. Foul's going to be called on Briggs on the floor. And that's going to put Bassetto at the line for 1-1. And quickly we're going to get a substitution for NFA. Try to get some size back into the game, but Bassetto with a chance to cut into this 8-point lead. And like you said, Sports Doctor, Waterford keeps climbing the mountain, but they can't quite reach the summit. First one is good, and we saw Mikey Bassetto with some foul shooting problems earlier in the year. I know that there was a foul shooting clinic that went on in the Bassetto house that night. He knocked that one down.
7 points for young Mikey Bassetto as he cuts the lead. What do you know? To 6 points.
They've got it here. They've gotten it to 5. Can they get closer? Rivera. Miller. Miller drives the basket. No good. Missed the bunny. Rebound by Evans, and Waterford has the ball with Peabody. Pushing ahead to Johnson. Johnson to the basket, and he's fouled by Briggs. But great move and strong to the hoop, Kevin Johnson. And if he knocks these two down, Sports Doctor, they'll be within 4.
Yeah, Waterford is in a position right now, you just saw it, where they need to push. They need to push the tempo on both ends of the court. They're down by 6, 3.5 to go right now, Casey. Waterford needs to remain aggressive, not only on the defensive end, but the offensive end as well. I like the aggressiveness by Johnson.
First one, no good. Now, can we get a... Is Kevin Johnson wearing 2 different colored sneakers?
He is, and that's why I like team sneakers.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. They're split. They're red on the middle, yellow on the outside.
All right.
That's fancy.
I like team sneakers. Do you? I don't like these different.
I got to be honest with you. I could care less what you wear on your feet. Just score 20 points and play good defense. Lead is 5. And a steal by Johnson. Stutter steps. Goes to the basket. Can't finish. And, an opportunity goes by the boards, and a frustrated Kevin Johnson slaps the floor, knows that he had an opportunity, slipped through his fingers.
Johnson's been aggressive, though. He's been a little bit of a spark plug out there that the Lancers need.
Miller for NFA. Gets it to Messino. Back up top to Rivera with 3 minutes remaining. Somehow Waterford still within 5. NFA looking to close. Waterford looking for the miracle.
Waterford needs to stop this time down.
And it's stripped, stolen by Sutman, who almost gives it right back to Rivera, but great job tipping it back to Peabody. Peabody kicks it out to Bassetto, long 3, short, rebound Miller. Waterford has some opportunities. They can't quite climb the mountain.
I like the aggressiveness. I like the shot. The good look. Just didn't fall down.
Inside it goes. Joyner, a little jump hook is good. Isaiah Joyner with the right-handed jump hook and a foul. Big play.
When Joyner's been on the floor, he's been very efficient and very productive. The foul trouble here, the ticky-tack fouls on the outside, Casey. When he's on the court, he does very well.
You see Kevin Johnson exhausted. He's been playing on-the-ball defense for the last 2 quarters. Waterford sends Jake Mangual back into the ball game. He was exhausted after doing yeoman's work on Seth Thomas. 7-point lead, and the foul shot is up, no good. Nice rebound by Evans. Bassetto pushes for Waterford. Johnson forsakes the 3. Back up on top to Peabody. Dangerous pass. Peabody gets to the basket, kicks it back out. Long 3. Johnson is good. 3 for Kevin Johnson. They've got it to 4.
7 points for Johnson. Good look. Knocked it down.
2 minutes to go, and they've cut it to 4. Can Waterford make it all the way to the summit? Rivera. And we're going to get a timeout by Chris Giusti. All right, Sports Doctor, set the stage.
Good timeout there by Coach Giusti as Waterford cuts the lead to 4. He's got a sophomore group out there on the floor. They just want to make sure we take care of the ball and get a good look on the offensive end. For Waterford, need ball pressure on defense, need to create a turnover, and if a shot goes up for NFA, you got to secure the rebound before you leak out in the break.
Two important things to consider. Waterford is in the double bonus. They will be shooting 2 on every NFA foul, and on the other side of things, NFA struggles terribly from the foul line. So if this gets to a game where Waterford has to foul, NFA, not a good foul shooting team. So we still have a lot of basketball to play with 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, only 58% for the year, the Wildcats from the charity stripe, if you want to call that charity. 58%. Waterford, obviously the sharp shooting team. Casey, Waterford needs to stop on this possession here to try and cut this to a one-possession game.
Did you see what Houston did to Andre Drummond? They did a hack of Drummond.
Yeah, he missed 23 free throws.
They most missed free throws since Wilt Chamberlain. They thought that record would never be broken because they didn't think anybody would ever go to the line that much. What's ironic is the second worst foul shooter in the history of the world, Dwight Howard, is on the Rockets.
You got a smooth touch?
I can shoot it, yeah.
You can knock him down?
I can shoot it. But you know what I'm best at? I can rebound like crazy.
Box it out.
I am unbelievable. I am unbelievable. Ask somewhere out there, Isaac Lazaro, if you're listening, you know I can rebound. Up top, Seth Thomas. Key possession here on both sides. 4-point lead. It's still 2 possessions. Johnson strips. Oh, Rivera gets it back. I thought Johnson had a steal. Great look by Rivera. Joyner missed the easy shot, but a tip in by Rivera. Hard work on the boards. Luis Rivera. Peabody pulls up and buries a long 2. Back to 4.
Landon Peabody's done everything asked of him to keep his team in the game here in the second half.
Rivera not liking the pressure from Johnson. And a steal by Waterford. Mangual will get it to Johnson. Waterford has a chance to cut it inside of 4. They haven't been this close since the beginning of the game. Got to get a good shot here. In the corner. Peabody drives baseline, goes up strong, rejected, comes down with it, spins left hand, no good. Mangual with the rebound, and he's fouled.
Jake Mangual fighting, working, lunch pail, the whole 9 yards. Going to the line for 2.
Under a minute and a huge set of free throws for Jake Mangual. We're going to see Pacetto go to the bench and Shannon come back into the ballgame. Waterford looking for all the size they can get here, hoping to get a rebound if Mangual misses the second, but he will shoot 2. I got to give Waterford a lot of credit for not quitting on this game, the tenacity to come back here in the second half and make a game of this thing, down 17 at one point. Mangual calmly buries that one, and this is a 1-possession game.
On cue, Jake Mangual's first point of the ball game.
He dips, he shoots, and the second one is good, and we have got ourselves a 1-bucket game. And a timeout NFA, the Waterford pressure couldn't inbound it.
Almost a 5-second call there. We get 4.5 on the unofficial timer. And again, Coach Giusti calling timeout. He's got a young group. They're on the road. It's a pressure-packed game at this point, Casey. Whew. Big-time ball game.
An excellent point. Waterford was down 9 to St. Bernard's with exactly this amount of time. Came back to win that ball game. Down 2 seems like a piece of cake. Right now in the ball game for NFA, if you're curious, you've got a junior guard, Luis Rivera. He's been handling the majority of the point work, and he struggled with the pressure from Kevin Johnson. Also in the game is a sophomore, Aiden Miller. A sophomore, Seth Thomas. And the 2 bigs for NFA, Joyner and Messino, are seniors. But the ball handlers right now for NFA are sophomores.
Yeah, they're sophomores. They're a little inexperienced. And, you know, the Waterford pressure and the Waterford guards, they want to trap. They're probably going to run a 1-2-2 or a 1-2-1-1 full court trap and try and get a quick turnover here. Listen, you don't need to foul because you have 56 seconds left to go in the game. Listen, let's pinch once, let's pinch twice. Let's maybe let NFA, their young team, make a mistake.
NFA runs the pass inbound. They get it. Loose ball on the floor. Who's going to get it? Waterford gets it, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay NFA basketball. There was the opportunity.
On cue, the quick trap, the pinch. Let's some little havoc be created out there in the court.
Johnson and Peabody, senior guards, causing a lot of pressure right now. Joyner gets it. They got Rivera trapped, and we're going to get a hold on Johnson. Only the 5th team foul. It'll remain NFA basketball. 6th team foul on NFA. That one on Johnson. Quickly into the game is going to be Brendan Scholes. They want a little ball handling right now. We're going to see into the game is Scholes. He's replacing Messino. Rivera stays in the game. So the ball handlers are Scholes and Rivera. Scholes, another sophomore for NFA, a sophomore-laden team. Rivera, hounded by Evans on the ball pressure. Waterford looking for a turnover. Messino, Joyner rather. Joyner out to Miller. Waterford extends. Miller, and we're going to get another foul, this time on Shannon on the perimeter with 35 seconds. And they're going to put Miller to the line. He's one of their best outside shooters. Let's see how he fares from the foul line.
Well, I'm a little surprised that there's no double team, there's no ball pressure, there's no trap there by Waterford. It's all basically a one-on-one stuff. You know, why not try to run a trap and force the ball in NFA's hands?
Caleb Parker back into the ball game. I expect to see NFA pressure coming out of this right here. Parker's their pressure guy. Miller, first one is good. And I got to tell you, Aiden Miller can shoot the basketball. Only a sophomore. This kid's going to be a scorer moving forward.
Yeah, certainly youth has been served here tonight at Waterford High School for the Wildcats.
Cuts it to 3. This is the important one. The sophomore shoots. No good. Rebound comes down, and we're going to get a foul. That's going to be on Joyner, and a double whammy. It's going to be his 5th, and it's going to put Waterford at the line. Free opportunity at points.
You know, and it seems like 3 out of Joyner's 5 fouls, Casey, have been silly fouls, or you know, some of those things where you're not kind of supposed to do, 30 feet away from the basket, reaching over the top. He has seemed to, you know, when he's been on the floor, have an impact, but he's taken himself out of the game almost.
Evans will go to the line with a chance to cut into the 3-point Wildcat lead. First one was up and calmly buried, and I got to tell you, Sports Doctor, I still marvel at these high school kids in pressure situations like that who just absolutely step up and drain these foul shots like they're nothing.
Jake Manguel and, you know, Jeff Evans, I mean, supposed to be not very good shooters, I guess, knocking them down.
Ice water in the veins. Second one for Evans is up, rolls in and out. Ball is loose, and Thomas comes out with it, and he's going to be fouled. Seth Thomas is going to go to the line for NFA with a 2-point lead.
Coach Bassett on the sideline screaming for a jump ball on that play. Give me a call, he says.
Both coaches right now using their benches. We see Parker go into the game for NFA and Giannakis back into the game for Waterford. So both coaches using the chessboard possession to possession, trying to get size or quickness or their foul shooters or guys who can foul onto the floor.
We have 31 seconds left. This game is going to be won or lost from the line and a good or bad turnover.
Thomas, first one's up, no good. But a strong rebound, and that time it's a jump ball, but a strong rebound by Tyler Sebastian. But on the jump ball, it will be Waterford possession. They get a chance to tie this game. 56-54, 30 seconds remaining. Everything you could want in a high school basketball game. Waterford trying to come all the way back from 17 down. Giannakis with the left hand to the basket. Runner's no good. Rebound comes down to Rivera, and he's going to be fouled. Mike Giannakis had a chance, but instead he's going to send Luis Rivera to the line with 15 seconds left. NFA's got to knock down some foul shots.
Giannakis had a good look. No contact, no foul, play on. NFA with a chance to make this possibly a 2-possession game with 15.3 seconds to go.
Pacetto back into the basketball game, replacing Giannakis. The junior, Luis Rivera, has done an amazing job this game, has done a fantastic job at the point, has got some huge baskets. Now he's got a chance to ice this thing a little bit from the line. No good, and a strong rebound by Shannon. Out it goes to Pacetto. Pacetto all the way to the basket. Little runner up, it's good, and we're tied at 56. Mikey Pacetto ties the basketball game with 6.5 seconds remaining. And the elder Mikey Pacetto looking on calmly, saying, son, not your first rodeo.
Waterford's got a little sophomore action themselves, and he's Mikey Bisetto with a head of steam going to the cup and tying this ball game with 6.5 seconds to go. Give Waterford a lot of credit. Down 40-23 at one point in the second half, Casey. Down 17. Fight, clawed all the way back, tying this game.
And there is the aforementioned, the owner and operator of Philomena's, Mike Bisetto. Mike Bisetto, of course, St. Bernard's great, and went on to Quinnipiac, where he set all kinds of records at Quinnipiac. And he's down there right now commiserating with his Waterford guys, and he's saying, hey, that's right. The kid needs to go to the basket, and the kid needs to tie up the game.
Yeah, I expected that out of my son. What more would I want?
6.5 seconds remaining. Both teams will shoot 2 on the next foul. Rivera to inbound. Waterford in a 1-3-1 pressure to make it drop it back now.
Look for Thomas here.
Rivera on the baseline. Gets it to Miller. Miller hounded by Bisetto. It goes to Scholes. Scholes launches a 3 at the buzzer. No good. And we will go to overtime. That's right. Free extra basketball here at Waterford High School. 56 all. And we're heading to overtime, Sports Doctor.
Yeah, big time. What a lot of fun here at Waterford High School. And again, Waterford coming from way back and tying this ball game. They made some good stops, got some good looks down the stretch. And NFA goes into overtime without their big fella, Isaiah Joyner.
Back into the ball game will be Alan Messino. Some size back into the ball game. I just had it on a good authority that some folks turned us off at the 17-point lead. I'm getting texts now going, God, what happened? I turned it off when they were down 17. We're going to overtime. That's right. Your first bonus basketball of the season here on Game Day.
Yeah, that's a good ball game. And you know what? I want to see Waterford keep doing what they've been doing to get themselves back in the game. You know, move the ball on offense, get some good looks, get to the free throw line, create easy scoring opportunities. No Joyner in the game for NFA, so maybe a chance or two by the rim for Waterford to capitalize.
Absolutely right, Sports Doctor. And right now, this is a tale of foul shots. Waterford wants to be at the line. NFA is trying desperately to not get to the line. Now, here's the interesting part. Now that we've got time back on the clock, NFA, there's not going to be going to the line. They get to run their offense again. So right now, advantage NFA in that regard. They're putting
50 minutes.
They had 50 minutes on the clock.
50 minutes back on the clock. That was, boy, oh boy.
That's a heck of an overtime right there.
4 minutes. Here we go.
4-minute overtime here at Waterford High School. We're going to jump it up. Evans will jump it up with Sebastian. Size advantage to Sebastian. Evans, Shannon, Peabody, Bisetto, and Mangual for Waterford. Thomas controls. Thomas, Messino, and a steal by Shannon to the basket. And he misses the layup, but Peabody comes down with it. And he's fouled. Oh, all right. Good news, Colin Shannon. Great steal. Bad news, you got to finish. Good news, your teammate bailed you out. Peabody shooting 2.
Now we're going to see here in the last 4 minutes of this game in the overtime period, can the young, inexperienced NFA team overcome and survive this game in overtime against the senior-laden Waterford Lancers?
I love the effort of junior Colin Shannon. He has been a spark plug on defense, anticipating passes, reaching in for steals, and an exhausted Landon Peabody misses the front end. He's got to make this one. And with that foul shot, Sports Doctor, the first lead of the game.
25 points for Landon Peabody as Waterford has finally climbed the mountain.
First lead of the game in overtime. Wow. Miller gives it to Thomas. Thomas drives right on Peabody, pulls up from 12 feet, and drains it. Seth Thomas coldly delivers.
Smooth as the other side is a pillow. Young sophomore knocking it down.
Tough pass. Peabody drives the lane. Left-hander's good. Big players make big plays. Landon Peabody.
27 points for Landon Peabody. He could possibly go for 40 again tonight.
Up 1, Waterford. Thomas fakes the 3. Drives left. Peabody gets a hand on it. The Waterford guards are really frustrating NFA. Shannon almost has a steal.
Extending the ball pressure on defense. Waterford making it very difficult for NFA to get into their offensive sets.
Waterford really, really pressuring NFA with not a lot of great ball handlers. They've got some scorers, they've got some length, but they really need a handler. Messino, I think he got away with one there. Thomas slips on the floor, still maintains it. NFA getting very fortunate right here. Inside it goes to Messino. Messino with a bunch of steps, no good, and the rebound, Bassetto. And Waterford with an opportunity to extend an improbable lead. Bassetto, up top it goes, Peabody to the lane, instead kicks it out, Mangual. Bassetto, open three, no good. Bassetto hustle, rebound, and out of bounds it goes. He had Evans cutting to the basket and just couldn't deliver.
Oh, touch pass that time by Mikey Bassetto.
Rivera, Miller comes out of the pack. Miller finds a streaking Thomas for the layup, and it's good, and NFA has reclaimed the lead. Great look from Aiden Miller to Seth Thomas.
Going back to the line is Seth Thomas. Going to three-point play the conventional way is the young Wildcat sophomore. Great backdoor movement without the ball that time by Seth Thomas, streaking to the bucket, the recognition, the dish, the delivery. Seth Thomas.
Called the foul on Peabody, his second. 10 fouls apiece. Thomas is going to go to line for the bonus, and he knocks it down to give NFA a 2-point lead. I didn't see the foul on Peabody, but Tony Gigliotti was all over it.
Seth Thomas, 17 points for the Wildcats.
Peabody to the lane, left-handed, no good, and we're going to get a foul on Caleb Parker. Parker doesn't believe it, but Peabody's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Chris Giusti does not believe it either. He's very animated over there on the sidelines.
I'm tired watching Landon Peabody at this point. This poor kid has done it all.
Waterford, Peabody misses. Waterford's got to come back tomorrow night and play against Old Line.
A good Old Line team, too.
Good Old Line. They beat Fitch earlier this year.
A back-to-back. In the NBA, that would mean you'd go heavy again on the team that didn't have to play.
Sure.
Peabody makes the second, cuts it to one, but NFA with the 1-point lead. Pressure, steal by Shannon, stays out of bounds, NFA basketball. But man, Colin Shannon is all over the basketball.
Ball pressure that time, heavy extension on the defense, confusing the NFA Wildcats a little bit.
Messino fakes the long pass, gets it to Miller. And Rivera with Shannon on him. Look for this matchup. Shannon's been very, very good at the anticipation, causing a lot of problems. Inside it goes to Messino. Mangual on him. Miller fakes it, slips on the floor, nothing called. And back it goes to Rivera. Rivera again picks up his dribble, gets it to Messino. And back to Thomas. 1-point lead. Thomas picks his dribble up. Shannon almost got there, but no good. Rivera stays with the basketball for NFA. NFA content to eat clock.
How long does Waterford go without fouling here?
1-point lead, I'd say they go for quite a while, down to about 15 seconds. Back on top it goes to Rivera, and we are now under a minute. Peabody now on Rivera. In the corner to Messino, got to pressure him. There goes the pressure by Mangual. Messino puts it to the floor, and he travels. Nice defense by Jake Mangual. There's the turnover we talked about. You got to pressure the bigs.
Yeah, Jake Mangual staying home, taking away the baseline that time from Mangual. Great defense by Big Jake.
Waterford will give it to Bassetto. Bassetto calling out the play. Now Peabody. They've got Shannon on top as well. Pick from Mangual. Peabody. They got three guys guarding Peabody. Nice look inside to Mangual. Mangual pressured. Finds Bassetto. Bassetto fouled on the edge by Messino, and that's going to put Mikey Bassetto at the line to shoot two. Messino with a little knee bump as Bassetto tried to beat him to the baseline.
A little confusion that time by the Waterford Lancers. I was looking for Coach Bassett to call a timeout and reset things. Trusted his sophomore point guard to put his head down and make a play.
First one by Bassetto is good. All tied up at 61. Bassetto confident in the stroke, using the touch for a little delicateness on the rim. knocks the second one down. Waterford back on top, and we've got ourselves a seesaw.
6 points for Mikey Bissetto. 6 points when they counted down the stretch for the Waterford Lancers.
26 and a half seconds remaining. Waterford with a 1-point lead. Both teams in the double bonus. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. And there's Lancer Nation. Our stat expert, Mike DeMoro, giving us all the pertinent information. Of course, Peter Wappy and his crew bringing you the exciting video. The junior voice of Game Day is at the edge of his seat as we see Coach Chris Giusti imploring the Wildcats.
Yeah, a couple of different scoring options out there right now for the Wildcats. Seth Thomas leading the way with 17. Aiden Miller with 14. No Isaiah Joyner. So obviously right now Coach Giusti's talking offensive strategy. Like to try and see them get the ball to Seth Thomas moving to the bucket. As for the Waterford Lancers, protect the rim and capture the rebound if the ball comes out.
Well, I think this is pretty simple. Extreme ball pressure if you're Waterford.
Yes.
Because it's disruptive, and if you foul, so what? They're going to the foul line where they're not comfortable. And two, you got to pressure the bigs. Anytime Sebastian or Messino has the ball in their hands, you got to rush to put pressure on them. Rivera. Shannon guards him. Messino, got to pressure him. Up top it goes Sebastian. Inside look, and Mangual tips it. It's loose. Miller for a three. No good. Rebound Sebastian, and he's fouled. 6.6 seconds, and Tyler Sebastian will go to the line as he got the rebound off of the Miller miss with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Second chance points could be costly for the Lancers in this game.
Waterford coach Bill Bassett wants a timeout. But with 6.6 seconds remaining, we might have a lot of basketball here.
What a ball game, Casey. Wow. Well, I mean, the stage is set. NFA is at the line to shoot 2, down by 1. And if there was going to be a time when you weren't going to be a 58% free throw shooting team, this would be it, my friend.
Can you imagine that it wasn't that long ago that NFA was up 17 points and really looking like they were going to blow what we thought was sort of a listless Waterford team, sort of an uninspired Waterford team. If I'm Coach Bill Bassett, I have to say, guys, why does it take you down 17 before you play with this kind of intensity?
No, I mean, some teams start kind of slow. His kids started slow, and NFA started fast. And, you know, that's where we're at right now. Waterford with a 1-point lead, 3 timeouts remaining in the 6 seconds for NFA, and 3 for Waterford and 2 for NFA.
Shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter with 6.6 seconds remaining.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. I think they're going to be okay.
Can't use 5 timeouts in 6 seconds?
You can. You can use 5 relief pitchers in the 8th inning.
Just trying to give you some important information.
Big foul shots by Sebastian. He gets 2. We'll see if he can knock him down. First one by Sebastian is up and good. Very calmly knocking it down is Tyler Sebastian. He does have a very nice stroke. We saw him knock a couple of jump shots down from the foul line. Here's the big one. Can he break the tie with 6.5 seconds? It's up, and it's good. And NFA has the lead. Waterford inbounds. Bissetto loses the basketball. Does Shannon. It's loose on the floor. And it's going to be a jump ball. And that means NFA basketball with 0.8 seconds remaining. Mikey Bissetto hit Colin Shannon in the hands. He just lost the basketball and couldn't regain it.
Tough turnover at an inopportune time for Shannon as he was looking to make a play.
Possession arrow favors Waterford. Coach Chris Giusti wants a timeout to talk it over, but NFA has a 1-point lead. We have less than a second left, and Waterford will have the basketball. So time for one final shot.
So basically with 0.8 seconds to go, you're in a catch-and-shoot situation or something by the rim. And those are Waterford's only options. Maybe running Landon Peabody off of a back screen, trying to find a lob by the rim, or try to find him peeling off towards a baseline or something like that. But it's got to be quick and it's got to be efficient.
Yeah, I don't expect that you're going to see Evans or Mangual or even Shannon trying to take this last shot. It's either going to be Peabody, and since Bissetto inbounds, It's going to probably be Peabody, like you said, peeling off a double screen. You know what? To quote the great movie Hoosiers, I think they're going to run the picket fence on him.
They're going to run double screen off the top of the key to free him up a little bit, but I'm sure the NFA defense is going to be keying on Landon Peabody. So what is the second option? Could it be Colin Shannon? We've seen him rise up. Could it be young Mikey Bisetto hitting the big shot? So if Landon Peabody's option 1, who would be option number 2?
Well, the first thing we're going to see is who is inbounding the basketball, because whoever's inbounding will not have an opportunity for this shot. And it looks like Bisetto is going to be inbounding. So that means Bisetto not likely to take the final shot. You got Peabody underneath the basket with Evans. Sebastian on the ball for NFA. Bisetto gets it to Shannon for the layup, and it's good!
Oh my God!
It's good! Waterford wins!
At the rim!
Waterford wins! And Colin Shannon, Lancer Nation says, good for you! What an inbound play by Bill Bassett. Colin Shannon. Waterford 64. NFA 63. From 17 down. Oh my. Lancer Nation's got a new hero, and his name is Colin Shannon. The junior at the buzzer. And a heartbreak for the Wildcats. What a finish. What a great inbounds play, and what a great finish to as exciting an end of a basketball game as you will see. A jubilant Waterford High School sideline, exhausted, thrilled, all at the same time. What a fantastic finish. 64-63. We're going to be talking to winning coach, hard to believe we said that, winning coach Bill Bassett, along with some of the stars of this game. Landon Peabody with an absolute yeoman's effort. Mikey Bisetto with huge free throws. But the star, the one we'll be talking about, Colin Shannon, the junior, with the final shot. Sports Doctor, what do you got?
Coach Bassett down by 17 points in the third quarter. What did it take to come back and eventually tie this game and win it in overtime?
It took our team doing the fundamentals, getting back to fundamentals, boxing out, communicating, playing tough defense, and working together as a team. That's what when my guys played together as a team, they are one of the best around. I'm really proud of their effort today.
You were frustrated a little bit in the first half with the slow start, and NFA seemed to come out and punch you around a little bit, and you went in the halftime in the locker room and made some changes.
We did. We just talked about, again, getting back to fundamentals. We got away from how we play basketball, how we were practicing all week. They were reminded of it, and they came back to it, and each guy stepped up, played their role, did a great job tonight.
Now, we got some happy Lancer players over here. First of all, Landon Peabody. Landon, 28 points tonight. You seem to have taken the scoring upon your shoulders in the second half. You went for 40 against St. Bernard's this year. What was the message that you got at halftime?
The message we got at halftime was extremely important from Coach. He said, step up defense, and we got to box out. They were killing us on the boards early. So in the second half, I said, all right. And all my teammates gave me the confidence to shoot. They told me, who's ever in front of you can't guard you. I said, okay. So I went to the rack. I got the foul, I got the and ones, I hit the free throws, and we came out with the dub.
Listen, Mikey Bisetto, sophomore point guard of this team, down by 17. Was there every kind of quit on the bench, or did you guys knew you were going to hang in there?
I mean, it was difficult to keep our heads in the game. I kept telling Colin over here, get your head in the game. He was getting down on a play. I said, just forget it, get to the next one, and just keep moving forward. So we tried to stay as positive as possible.
Now, on the inbounds play, Colin, obviously on the backdoor cut, what did you see on the inbounds play?
I saw Landon trying to come around to get the shot on the wing, but they clogged that up. Colin's man left him. I saw him call for the ball wide open and gave it to him, and that was it.
Now, Colin, like a relief pitcher, you turned the ball over on the possession before when Mikey tried to find you on the side. You knew you were going to have an opportunity for redemption.
Yeah, I missed 3 layups, missed a pass from Mikey, so I needed redemption from that.
There you go. We got a happy Waterford bunch. Coach Bassett, this is your 5th straight win now. How good does this feel?
They all feel good. This one feels exceptionally good, again, how hard these guys played and executed down the stretch.
Listen, Waterford, Lancer Nation is back. We got a happy group of kids. We got a happy head coach. Casey, back to you guys.
Well, the Lancers haven't lost since January 8th at East Lyme. 5-game winning streak. They're now 8-3. 4-1 in the conference. They have not made it easy. Coming back from St. Bernard's. Coming back tonight from 17. A wild wild finish here tonight. Game day will plow on. We have our next broadcast Tuesday, February 2nd, when Ledyard hosts the Bacon Academy Bobcats, a football rivalry brought onto the basketball court. From there, the marquee matchup of every year, New London at Ledyard. Of course, the ECC girls final on February 26th, the boys semifinals on March 2nd, and the ECC boys final on March 4th. They'll be hard-pressed to beat this one. As good a finish as you can see. You see Landon Peabody happy with a huge effort tonight for all of the Game Day crew. Peter Wappy, Mike DeMoro, the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. I'm Casey O'Neill. Thank you so much. Junior voice of Game Day. Take us on out.
Thank you for watching NFA at Waterford live on theday.com.
Great.
There it was. Nailed it. That was it.